So we've had a lot of people asking us what's actually included in the 7-day free trial. So when you join the community, you'll see this page first of all. It's just the community sort of where people can ask questions, they can post wins. I'll also post offer reviews here too. So the first thing you'll have to do is just click onto this welcome post, and on here you can see and your 7-day free trial starts now. So let's make that count. So what we do here first of all is just give you a bit of an idea as to what's included in the community, what you can expect, what you actually get for signing up in the first place. And the first thing you can do here is jump in with me, book in a one-to-one call, and just bring a deal you're struggling with, or a call, or it could just be a general problem that you're struggling with. Deal with your sales calls. It could be you don't know how to handle objections, you're not closing any clients or as many clients as you would like. And what we can go in there is have a look at how you're currently running your sales calls, have a look through your process, try to find any problems with it, which we can kind of improve straight first of all. And then after that as well, we'll also look at a live deal perhaps you're working on, or one that you lost, and try to identify what exactly went wrong with it, how we can improve for next time. It may be a case of we look at your sales script, or you don't have a sales script, or you don't have a sales framework you follow. In terms of sales framework as well, like I know it can sound a little bit scary, but all we're really trying to do here is just add a little bit of structure to your call. But first of all, when the person joins the call, how do you sort of introduce yourself? How do you build a little bit of rapport, but without it sounding sort of fake and generic like everyone will do on sales calls? The second thing we look at is for giving you some sort of questions you can ask to kind of probe and understand the prospect, that the problems that your prospect is sort of struggling with, or the problems they have, which is the reason they're on the call in the first place. Once you diagnose their problems, it will then make your pitch a hell of a lot easier to actually get into, because you can just repeat back their problems to them and explain how your solution will fix that problem as well. And then we'll have a look at things like objection handling. So are you coming up against the same things? For example, I need to go speak to my partner, this is too expensive. All things like that will also be able to identify exactly why your prospects are saying that to you, and give you some answers you can repeat back to them. Again, this won't be sort of a solidified script, more just understanding exactly why that person is saying, allowing you to overcome them, and then moving the call to a natural close. And also things as well, like if the person definitely isn't in a position to move forward, they don't have the money, or they do need to speak to someone else, how you can then progress to another call, get something else in the diary. We call it book a meeting for, so you can keep the momentum up and you know exactly where it's going to happen next, and have those next steps outlined to your prospect too. So I know that's quite a lot of stuff, but we tend to cover though in the one-to-one with me, just to give you a game plan and give you an idea of perhaps exactly what you're struggling with straight off the bat, so we can try help you as quickly as possible. And beyond that as well, we also have in here the classroom. So you can see we have a couple of different modules here. So we have the welcome module, and in here this will just give you an introduction, the levels you can obtain by working through the content, by posting, sharing your wins, how to navigate around the community as well. And also, if you share your personal affiliate link with other potential members, for example, you can earn 40% every single month sale that you make, which obviously over time, if you refer a couple of people, you'll be earning a significant amount of money just by sharing links with people. So every little helps in that regard too. The second thing we have here is the Grand Slam offer. So this is the area that I tend to focus on with the majority of members that join our group, is helping you build a solid offer which will actually make running your sales calls a hell of a lot easier. Because if you can sort of coherently explain what your offer is, what the value is, and how it will benefit your prospects, that's so much easier than kind of waffling through a number of different alternatives, and the prospect just leaves the call more confused than they were to begin with. So as you can see here, first of all, teach you what a Grand Slam offer is, why your offer is the whole game. And what we mean by that is once you actually get a solid offer in place, it will make everything else we're going to look at so much easier. The value equation, why a Grand Slam offer will equal more sales, how to create a Grand Slam offer rather. And in that regard too, we're not going to sort of send you away and be like, fill out a worksheet or something like that. I'm going to do a personal review for you. So you just have to submit it here onto this post. I'll then look through that for you, put together a Loom video for you, just going through it in detail, identify things that I think are good already, things that we can help you improve, then give you a few suggestions on what perhaps I would do with it. But of course, end of the day, it's your call. Implement that feedback. You then have a much stronger offer, which when you're then joining these sales calls, will just make it so much easier for you to close your prospects. And the final thing we'll look at as well is bonuses, guarantees, urgency, and scarcity. So these are just sort of 4 things you can introduce to your offer to make it easier to close and get people over the line a little bit quicker, rather than having people saying to think about it and you never hear from them again. The next thing we'll look at is your pre-call prep. So this is extremely important, and we know a lot of people tend to overlook this. So it's just things as basic as setting up your calendar automations and booking questions. So when people book in a time with you, you're able to uncover a little bit more information before the call about perhaps areas they're struggling with, what they're looking to achieve from the call, and also where they're at as a business owner or as a prospect for you as well. We'll then look at mapping out your client journey. So this is particularly important, and again, something that people always tend to miss. What you need to identify is what is your process from first reaching out to that person to closing them, then becoming a client, and then them providing referrals to you. Once you can map that out step by step, you can then look to optimize certain sections of that. You can identify perhaps where people are dropping off. If people are asking for refunds a lot, there's probably a problem there to do with your communication or the delivery of your service or your product. And then when you're getting referrals as well, who are the types of clients that tend to give you referrals? How do you find more of those? So again, just by doing this and sort of improving increments, so even improving by 1% as part of this process will help you massively in terms of retaining clients and gaining more clients for your business too. And then finally, ahead of the sales call too, how to prepare for the call. So Harrison's put together a video here of how you can research your client, how to ensure all your tech is working ahead of the call, depending on what you're selling as well, how to make sure everything is working. There's nothing worse than jumping on the call, can't actually show the prospect what they've joined to see. And also reviewing calendar answers and applying that as the part of your sales script as well, so you can actually bring them up in conversation if it looks like you've actually taken time to do some research, have your proposal ready, and also how to practice your script. Beyond that point, we'll then move on to sales frameworks itself. So this is our most in-depth module, as this is the most important once you've ticked off those two components first. So this will teach you, first of all, how to do an audit so you can understand exactly what things you're missing ahead of running the sales calls first. A few tips and tricks there around actually running the sales call itself. A sales call flow diagram so you can actually have a bit of structure for your calls as well, which you can implement into your own calls too. Then some sales training here around the closer framework. I won't jump into this now, but it's definitely worth checking out. How to ask for the sale, how to collect payment, and also following up. I know a lot of people too are hesitant to follow up with their prospects. If you don't hear from them for a week or two, you assume it's just a lost deal. Chances are the person's either busy, they've forgotten, or they're just still thinking over your proposal to them. So keeping in touch with them, keeping them warm, also massively help increase sales on people that you thought had slipped through the net. How to handle objections, our custom CRM. So this is something that we've put together and designed for our members too. So rather than you having a clunky sort of Excel spreadsheet or notebook, for example, where you're tracking your deals, this will allow you to input your deals in real time. It'll give you forecasting. It'll give you some data you can look at as well in terms of your close rate, your retention rate, and also look at things like your analytics in regards to cash collected and forecasting too. How to onboard your client and get them a quick win to build a bit of momentum, which will also help you retain your clients as well. And then finally, referrals and case studies. So how can you ask your existing clients, do they know anyone who they can refer to your business, which will also become another client as well? How to produce testimonials and case studies, which will entice cold traffic to come and work with you too. And the final piece in here as well is getting affiliate payments. So this is essentially a case by case, just depending on what you're selling. But from our experience, a lot of coaches that we've worked with, they tend to have any sort of software, sort of platforms that they recommend to people. So if they have an affiliate scheme, that's just an easy way for you as a coach to gain more income from the thing that you'd be recommending them to anyway. And then finally here we have the Hormozi AI Business Coach. So this just allows you to have a bit of a soundboard. I know there's going to be a few moving parts when it comes to running your sales calls, to building your offer, to doing your pre-call prep. So having someone or an AI coach rather that's trained on all three of the books that he sells. So that's 100 million offers, $100 million leads, $100 million money models. They're all trained on this, so you can ask it questions. You can also present your offer to it. If you want to make a few tweaks to it, it can give you real-time feedback. And this will just massively help you speed up the process you're going through, get to the point where you're actually closing more clients. And then if you see here as well, we also have the live sales call recordings. So when we have the live daily calls, we'll record those sessions. It may be a case you can't make it or you're a little bit hesitant to join. In these, you can get a flavor for what they're like. You can see other members that we've worked with, other members that we've helped, and there may also be some information that's useful for you that you can apply as well. So these are particularly useful to go through at your own pace. And then beyond that, as I kind of said at the start, you can post in the community. We'll come back to you in a couple of hours answering any questions in as depth as possible. We'll also put together personalized videos answering those questions rather than, for example, just giving you a few words written by ChatGPT. So you're actually getting actionable feedback you can implement to improve your sales process, and essentially get the outcome you want, which is landing more clients for your business. And you can see here in the calendar, we have daily calls you can jump on. But yeah, there's plenty of opportunity to get access to Harris AI, get feedback, and improve your sales process. And as I said at the start, this is a 7-day free trial, so you can jump in, you can check it out. We'll help you improve your offer during that time period, help you fix any leaky deals that you have. And then if you think that it's going to help you in the long run, you can then join. It's $97 per month, and that price will be locked in for you for life. As once we hit 250 members, that price will then increase.